Hello, hello. I hope you've had a great weekend. Welcome to my channel. My name is Beth. I live in Texas and I've been selling online since 2017. I'm currently selling on eBay, Poshmark, and on Shopify. In the past, I've also sold on Mercari, Etsy, and Amazon. So I welcome you here if you're new to this channel. I invite you to subscribe by hitting the subscription button and hitting the bell and clicking for all notifications so you'll be notified the next time I go live or upload a video. And I've been very sporadic lately, so it'd be great to have notifications. And hello, how are you? Adam, right? Your name is Adam, Record Crate. Good to see you here. And Craig, hi, how are you? How's everybody doing? What did you do this weekend? Has it been a great weekend of rest, or have you been working your asses off? Yesterday, I spent most of the day in the dentist office, and so did Jania. I had 2 appointments, and she had 1. And they obviously overbooked. The dental hygienists have a convention coming up this week, and so they tried to cram as many people in that chair as they could. And then I also heard that they snuck in one of the employees' family members in front of me. I was not happy. That never happens, but everything's fine with my teeth. There was nothing to worry about after all, so I left there a happy person. Today we picked up groceries, we went swimming, and all day I've been dealing with a Shopify glitch, which we'll talk about later on. So it doesn't matter what platform you sell on, there's always going to be an issue going on. This one happened to be pretty major for me. I got a little bit upset, but I'm over it now. I'm moving on. I can't control it, but I can fix it. So it's just going to take me a little bit of time. Yes, you're Adam. Okay, great. I'm so glad I remembered. I can't believe I remembered that. Okay, so what did you guys do? And how are sales going for you? I have had several people reach out to me saying that they want to start a Shopify store. And my first reaction was stop, don't do anything, don't spend the money if you don't have to. Let me figure this out on my Shopify store, and then I can pass on the information to you that I wish I had had and that I'm learning every day is a new day. Believe I opened the store April 6th. I've had 3 sales, 2 in May and 1 last night, which was unexpected. I was excited. However, the person got a pair of jeans for $5.99 shipping, and that was the glitch. All of the weights of my items on Shopify disappeared and defaulted to 0 pounds, 0 ounces. And I had a setting for earrings for 0 ounces to 0.05 ounces for $5.99 shipping, because I didn't think anybody would want to pay $7.49. That was my next one up. And so everything in the entire store has gone to 0, and I'm having to go in and change the weights. But we'll talk about that later. Hey, Maggie, I'm so glad to see you. I'm going to be seeing you in a week and 2 days. Woohoo! I'm so excited. Yeah. Getting traffic is super tough on your own website. Yep. And we're going to talk about that. So a week from this coming Wednesday, Maggie and I are going to be flying to North Carolina to meet up with our reseller friends. And we'll be seeing Barry, Thrifty Santa, Patty, Junk Girl Patty, and Valerie, Chick Picker. One day we are going to go into Greensboro and meet up with Poochie. If you are not subscribed to Poochie's Pack, and I know she's got other channels, but that's the main one that I watch. She and Bopsy, or her name is Betsy, but she goes by Bopsy. We're going to meet them. We're going to go eat, and we're going to go thrifting and make some new friends. So I'm real excited about that. We're also going to do a roper romp on Halloween at Harris Casino. We have plans, and it looks like this trip we're going to be doing a lot more thrifting. So I'm excited about that too, because we didn't really get to thrift as much last year as we would have liked. So I am in a time crunch because I can't work tomorrow because I have to source. Tuesday, I have to work for my boss. Wednesday, I'll be out of town caregiving. Thursday, I can work a little bit, but we have an electrician coming all day. Friday, work again for my boss. So I'm not going to be able to get a lot of drafts up before I go. And that's my nerve. I'm nervous about that. Of course, Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be trying to get ready to go. And I'm just going to do the best I can. You know, that's all you can do. And however many drafts I have, I'll divide it by 8 or 10. And that's how many I'll put up a day. And that's just got to be how it is. Right, Maggie? I know. I can't wait either. I need it. I need the break. I need the break so bad. Okay, so tonight my plan is to show you my storefront, go over a few things about it, the way it's laid out, why I laid it out that way, and then I'm going to take you behind the scenes and let you see basically my dashboard, so you can see what it's like, how you can do different things with it, things I like about it, things I don't like about it. And then I'm going to cross list at least 1 or 2 items from List Perfectly to show you how that works. And then at the end, if we have any time left, I'll show you some of the items that sold this weekend, but I'm not going to be able to like ship on live because I know I won't have enough time, and I know I'm going to run out of time. So that's my plan. Hey, Valerie, we're just talking about you. So Maggie says, I'm leaving tomorrow for Columbus for a convention. We'll come home Sunday and then fly to North Carolina on Wednesday. Oh, wow. Looks like you have as much time to list as I do. So I know Valerie's over there listing, trying to get that draft bank up. Yeah, I know she is. So before I show you the storefront, as Craig said, my main problem has been getting people to my website. Although last night when I was poking around, when I noticed this glitch, I didn't think anybody was coming to my website. And turns out I've got about 300 visits. And I'll try to remember to show you that. It's really interesting because it shows you like what state and what city the person is in, what country the person is in. I unfortunately am not doing international shipping. One person I think visited like over 40 times, if I remember that correctly, which is kind of strange. So for some reason they're coming over, but they're not buying. So I'm going to have to figure that out. And it's not my prices. My prices are great. And they may not know that shipping's combined. I mean, it's in my shipping section, but they may not know that. We're going to talk about that. I have a lot of repeat buyers, and I knew it was going to be difficult getting people over to the site, but I don't think I realized how difficult. And I have so many repeat buyers in my store, and I'm going to just call her Cindy. I have one who buys from me every month, sometimes 2 or 3 times. Okay. And every time she buys from me as a repeat buyer, she gets a gift. And I'm thinking about Cindy. Why is Cindy not going to my website? And she could be getting better prices there. The shipping is combined by weight. So I've started a new thing that I'm putting in the packages that hopefully will help. I've been doing that about 2 weeks. So since I had a sale last night, maybe it did work. But Cindy, why are you not going to my website? Is it because, it could be because she's in her head, she might be one of these people that likes gifts. And she's like, well, if I go to the website, I'm not going to be a repeat buyer anymore. So I'm not going to get a gift. But what she doesn't know is on my website, every person that places an order gets the gift. And then, some people might be doing like, okay, I really like Beth's store, but I'm going to go over to her website. If I'm looking for a floral tunic, I'll go over there and check it out. Maybe a floral tunic in 1X, you might get 25, 30 to choose from. But if she goes to another platform and puts that in, she might get 10,000 to choose from. So you have to think about that too. So I don't know what you guys think. Why would somebody who's constantly coming back to me is getting an emery board that has my website, have hang tags on my clothes, I have a business card, and now I have this little sheet that the emery board is attached to saying, please enjoy this emery board as your reminder to get the lowest prices by going to my website. There's got to be a reason. I've got to figure out what that is. I don't know. Barry's here. Hey, thanks for coming in, Barry. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to put the glasses on to do this. So I don't know how many of you have been to my storefront. And if you've been there, you're probably going to show up on this, they call them sessions. And I guess when I kept seeing like 300 sessions, I thought that meant me going in, because most every night I go in and I cross list. And I guess I just thought that was me going in, but turns out it's not, it's other people coming to my store. So we're going to see. I'm going to share this right here, entire screen. Oh, I also wanted to remind you that on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Central, I am on Kimmy's channel, Life of Kimberly. And I had a link to it, but it's covered up right now. But it's Life of Kimberly, and I'm not going to be there the next 2 Wednesdays because I'm going to be caregiving this weekend, and then I'm going to be this week, and then the next week I'll be in North Carolina. But I'll be back. I might make a surprise appearance on Wednesday if I'm not in the car. I told her I would try. All right, so this is my website here. And the first thing you will see is this amazing banner. This was made by Bridget's son. He did an amazing job, and it really does define my store. My store is poker related. It's black and red, and it says, I have great deals, great service, and I love it. Oh, Kimberly, there you are. Kimberly, can you link your channel? Because I can't get up there to the window to link it. Thank you, dear, for coming in. Okay, so when they first scroll down, these are called collections. And so what collections are is just categories that I've chosen that every single item in my store should fit in one of these categories. We've got pants and jeans together, skirts and dresses, t-shirts, sleepwear and intimates, swimwear, tops, holiday clothing, sweaters, jackets, shorts, scrubs, and then my novelty jewelry. All right. So if somebody is looking for a dress, they could just simply go to skirts and dresses, and they could sort by best selling. They could sort by low to high. Let's do low to high. So there you see I've got some on clearance right now for $7.99. There's also a search up here where they can search by size. So, you know, there's all different ways that they can search, but I got 281 skirts and dresses right now. Okay. So I thought collections was a good idea. So hopefully that's going to take me back to the beginning. Okay. Now, Barry was looking in my store today, and Barry, I don't know where you saw it. Down at the bottom here, it says you can subscribe to my emails. I haven't done that yet. I haven't figured out how to do an email list. I may have to have an app for that, but I need to do that. But I don't like the way it's down at the bottom. Like, I didn't even know it was there. It says follow our shop, though. You have to, on Shopify, in order to even make your store go live, you have to have a contact page, a privacy policy, a return and a refund policy, a shipping policy, a terms of service, and a privacy. Oh, that's not it. I don't know what that is. So you have to have those, or your store will not go live when you hit go live. You do not have to have an About Us page, but I did that. What I did was I just went to a friend's Shopify store. I asked permission first, but you don't have to have permission from me if you decide to open one. I copied hers, pasted it, and then I just changed a bunch of it to match, what I wanted it to say. So, oh yeah, you saw that? Okay. No, I did not go to the flea market today. Are you kidding me? No. I went swimming today though. Okay. Now at the top here, and I think this looks kind of cluttered. Okay. But this was already up here, catalog, home, and contact. And I thought, well, some people might not scroll down. So I put the same collections up here. And I thought I put them in alphabetical order, but it doesn't look like I did. I meant to, but I didn't. So if they click these, they'll still go to, the same thing. So that's what it looks like. They can shop all by clicking here. It'll bring up all of my items. Let's see. If I do that, it should tell me how many items I have. Okay, I have 2,623 products. That's a lot, and especially tonight because I'm going to be adding weights to, I've only done 1,000 of them. So that means I have 1,623 more to go. I don't think I'm going to get them all done tonight. I can do about 50 in 5 or 6 minutes. It has been very tedious. It's been a learning curve. When I talked to Shopify today, they said they were sorry I had lost all my weight, numbers. They suggested I download an app that will back up my store, but I don't want to do that because I'm taking things off and adding them all the time, and I'm going to end up with duplicate products, or I'm going to end up with products that I don't have. And so I'm just going to do this. I have exciting news to tell you about a new adventure I stumbled on today out and about. What is it? You're going to wait until Wednesday. Dang it. Kimmy, you always have to leave me hanging. Okay, well, if I'm not in the car, I'm going to drop in on the show. Okay? All right. Anybody have any questions or any comments about the way I've laid this out? I mean, you may think it sucks. If you think it sucks, go ahead. Go right ahead and tell me that. I know there's someone who told me they didn't like the red and black, but it's poker themed, and so it's going to have to be red and black, and it does pop, I think. Pops out. Anybody have any questions before I go to the next screen? It sucks. Okay, thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. I worked really hard on that, but that's okay. Actually, Bridget's son worked really hard on this. He got it made great. He made it right away. It was getting it up here in the right size. He tried like 5 or 6 times, and finally what I did was I did a snip and save on my computer, and that worked, and it finally took it. I know you're just kidding. If you drop in, then awesome, but don't stress if you can't. I'm sure I'll be able to talk enough if you're not there. Oh yeah, you're going to have any trouble at all. No problem. Okay, well, let's just hop on over here to Shopify. So, was it analytics I wanted to show you? Let me see. I don't know what that was. I'm still learning, and some of this is my fault, but some of it is also I need sales first before I even know what I'm looking at. And for those of you who didn't see, when I got my first sale, I didn't have the item. I had already sold it. And it was from a friend of mine, Valerie, who had purchased these LuLaRoe jeans. And I was so glad it was somebody that I knew because I was so glad it was somebody I knew because I didn't want her to cancel. I wanted her to just pick a couple of things that added up to that price because I really wanted to ship it because I wanted to know what does it look like when you ship from Shopify, and luckily she did not cancel. And so, all right, I think this is the one that I looked at today. This is sessions by location. And I don't really know how this helps me, but it was just kind of interesting. But I looked at it on my phone, so it may look different. But it tells me the country. Okay, so the one that's come the most has been Council Bluffs, Iowa, Barry, I think I told you 43 times. That's not true. She's come 8 times. I think what I was looking at was this 34. I'm a bit dyslexic in my old age, and so I'm here. I'm telling you, I had 300 visitors. It looks like I've only had 34. So I don't know where I got the 300 something. That might have been my sessions. Okay, I spoke out of turn. So you can see that someone in Lakeville, Minnesota came by. I don't know what this none means, but somebody in Colorado, 3 visits. My understanding is if their screen is inactive for 45 minutes, it kind of boots them out. And when they reboot, it counts as another visit. Got one from Singapore, Ireland. I don't do international shipping, so I don't know. But anyway, this is where my visits are from. I mean, that's kind of interesting. Where they're coming from, though, I don't know. Valerie, who purchased from me, when you click on the order, it tells you where they came from, and she came from YouTube. But the other 2 sales don't tell me where they came from, so I don't know if it was Google. I don't know where the heck they came from. That would be very good information to know. Hey, Mike, how are you? Haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you here, Mike. Wow. What have you been up to? Great to see you. Okay. I can't show you orders because that's got people's names. Okay. I can't show you that either. Okay. We have settings here. Let's go to settings because I did want to show you a few things about settings. So, also the layout of my store is called Dawn, DAWN. The reason I used it was, oops, that's my billing address. The reason I used it was I was told that it was the most common theme used, and also whenever I go on Reddit, whenever I have a question, I always just put in Dawn, and it looks like most people use Dawn. Like you don't have to know a lot of HTML or anything to use the Dawn theme, so that's why I picked it. And it's very basic. Okay, so you got languages, you got payments. I still don't know how to pay myself. I've had 3 sales, but I haven't paid myself yet. Number 1, I don't know how. Number 2, I was told by someone when I very first started, don't do a payout for a while, because if you pay yourself out and you have 0 and you get a return, it is very difficult to give somebody a refund, and then they get mad. Like you can't really refund them from Shopify if you don't have any funds. So I'm kind of just saving up these wonderful funds from 3 sales in case I get a return. Shipping and delivery. I'm going to have to see if this is going to show anything. I was afraid this was going to happen. Okay. So what you do is you set up your shipping by weight. And so that's okay. That's my P.O. box. So what I have is right now, 0 pounds to 15 ounces is $7.49. I had one before that, like I said, 0 to 0.05 for earrings for $5.99. Right now, I'm taking that out. The chances of me selling a pair of earrings are pretty slim. I only have about 100 pair in here. And so I figure, hey, I'm going to just keep it that way. If my weights go away again for some reason, everything will default to $7.49. Yes, I will lose a little bit of money on shipping of jeans and things like that, but that's okay. Once they go to their shopping cart, it will add all the weights up, and it will, if it weighs 1 to 2 pounds, it'll be charged $8.99. If their package weighs 2 to 4 pounds, they'll be charged $9.99. If they order $30 or more, they get free shipping, and 4 pounds and up is $10.99. That's just what I came up with. It's just going to have to be, trial and error really to figure out, you know, where I screw myself, or if I have customers complaining. But this is actually cheaper for them than going on another platform and trying to combine shipping. Of course, Poshmark is different, but I mean, I have some sales on Poshmark, but just not a whole lot. Okay, now I got to figure out how to get back. Hold on a second. I'm just going to take this off for a second because I don't want anything to show that's personal. Going back, go back, go back. By the way, can you guys hear me okay? Am I matching my mouth matching my... I'm trying to go back to where here we go. Okay. All right. What I want to show you is products. This is where I have some problems because all right. It says I have 7 channels. I'm putting them on Google, sometimes Pinterest, different places. I don't really know. I've got them set for different ones. Let's go to this Alfred Dinner right here. Sorry about my computer. It's slow. I probably should have restarted before I started this. Okay, this is what it looks like from my end. So this is my eBay title. This is my eBay AI generated description. And this is my SKU number. I'm glad I have my SKU number in my description because the SKU numbers disappeared about a month ago. And I think that's when this other thing happened. And then we have, you know, the price. The shipping doesn't show up unless you go here, and then it shows up as 0. You have to change it, so I don't want to change that. This is for Google. These are meta fields. It pulls a lot of times. Shopify doesn't pull those in. I have to pull them in, which is a drag. I don't know that it's really helping me because Josh Galt said on his channel that Google does not generate your listing, or it'll kick your listing off after about a month if your item is used. So I'm not even sure that Google is generating it, but you can see here that I've put it on Google. And then here's where you add the collections. So if it's like a 4th of July top, I will click holiday clothes, and I'll also click tops. So t-shirt, I'll click tees and tops, but that's where that is right there. The tags I don't worry about because I don't really know much about them, and I'm afraid I haven't. This is the problem, guys. There are people that have videos about Shopify, but they're so old. And so when I go to look at videos and I go to look at my Shopify, the buttons aren't even the same. On the left side of screen, click customers button and then email subscribers. Okay, I'm going to hide for a second because I'm afraid when I do that, it's going to show some of you. I can tell I've seen Maggie come in at the very beginning. I've seen Bridget come in, and I don't know who else I'm going to see. So let me think this is the... Yeah, see, this tells people's last name. So Maggie, it says that you came in, but you didn't order anything. It says Bridget came in, but she didn't order anything. And then it's got the 3 people that ordered from me and their last names. That's why I don't want to. So I'm going to click that and see if I can manage email subscribers. So yeah, maybe that's where I go, but I don't want to show their names, which I just did. Just ignore that. Dang. Sorry, guys. Let's just remove it again. Okay, now we're back. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I get items from List Perfectly over to Shopify. Now, I'm doing List Perfectly. I know a lot of people don't like it. There are a lot of things about it I don't like either, but it's what I started with. If I switch to something else, then I'm going to have part of my items cross-listed with List Perfectly, and I'm going to take them off manually. I really wanted to use, was it Nifty? But Nifty does not do Shopify. And so I'm kind of stuck right now with List Perfectly. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I have 3 platforms now. But when I have just Poshmark and eBay, I manually cross-listed to Poshmark. It didn't take that long, but now that I've got 3 of them, it's a pain. Hey, Glenn, I saw you come in. Sorry I didn't say hello. Okay. All right. So if something sells, well, this hasn't been here. Let's look at something listed right now in 3 different places. So I got a lot of cross listing to do, but I'm not cross listing until I get this weight thing. So this Alfred Dunner top, which we saw a minute ago, is listed on eBay, Poshmark, and Shopify. Let's say it sells on eBay. Okay. I click this and I go down to inventory and I click sold and save, and those windows come up and they take it off, and then I hit save. That's how you take them off. The problem is that a lot of times I'm out and about and I can't get onto List Perfectly to do that. So I ended up taking off manually anyway, but I still come over here and mark them sold when I get home. But that's kind of my problem. That's why I wanted to get a tablet. And I bought a tablet about a week ago. I think it was being told that I could use Google extensions because that's what List Perfectly is. But List Perfectly has it blocked and I cannot use the extension. So unfortunately, my tablet cannot be used for that. That's a bummer. Okay, so what I usually do is I do 3 at a time. I pick 3. I don't have my picture frames up. I pick 3 things, click them, and then I hit this. Some people do 10 at a time. That's 20 windows. This computer is slow. I don't want 20 windows up, and it's hard to keep track of. So normally I would do Poshmark and Shopify. Look at all these different places. I guess this is Depop, Etsy, Mercari. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's Google, Instagram. I have no clue what that is. Beta and V. I don't know what that is. V, anybody know what V is? But that's a lot of different places I could be listing on. I thought about going back on Mercari, but I've tried Mercari 3 times now. And when I had my parts over there, every single freaking part I sold on Mercari came back for some stupid reason. And then about 2 years ago, I put 250 Disney items up on Mercari for 6 weeks. I had no offers. I sent out offers. Nobody accepted my offer. Nobody bought anything in 6 weeks. And so I took them all down. I said, I can't keep track of all this. I have a job and I just can't do it. Now I'm going to be retiring in a year and a half, and then I'll probably do it. Okay, so usually I hit Poshmark and Shopify, but I just want to do Shopify tonight. I don't need you to see Poshmark. Now, Shopify loads super slow for me. Poshmark comes right up, but Shopify has some kind of lag, and I thought it was my computer, but why does the Poshmark come up so fast and the Shopify does not? I have no idea why. If the items don't come up correctly, you can recopy all the details, or you can recopy the text only. But yeah, I'm not going to do that. since I lost my SKUs, boy, it's going really slow now. Since I lost my SKUs a couple of weeks ago, I'm actually thinking of putting my SKU at the end of my title like I do on Poshmark, because that would make it easier for me to go in my phone and find the item, because I have probably 50 Croft Barrow teas right now, and I would have to type in Croft Barrow tea 2X, and I'd probably have at least 15 come up, and then I'd have to figure out which one it is. Okay, this is taking way too long. Sorry, guys. Okay, so right here, click here to see more items from our store. That gets taken out because that's my hyperlink in my eBay. So what I usually do is I cross post to Poshmark, I take that out, and then sometimes it doesn't put spaces. So I make sure all the spaces are fine. I copy all of this in Poshmark, and then I run over here to Shopify and I paste it. And so it looks just like Poshmark. But I'm thinking about putting my eBay SKU right here, and that would be so much easier for finding these things when they sell if I'm not home and not able to do it. Okay, so I know this is on sale on eBay for $17.99. It means it's listed at $19.99. It's 10% off. On my Shopify store, I've chosen for now to get customers to stay. My price is half price, or my auto accept price, what my auto accept price would be. So if it is $49.99, it is $24.99 on my website, half price. Okay. Then here is my cost of goods, and you can see down in my SKU right there, I paid $1.25 for this. So that, and it was in July of 2024. That's back when I was going to $1.25 day. It'll tell me my profit is $8.74. And then down here, I have to put my weight. And what's been happening is the weight has not been saving, and I have no idea why. Then it will say, this is what another thing I don't like about it, but this is Google related. I don't need multicolor. Nobody is top, and they don't even have pink. It says pink right there. They don't even have pink in there. So I'm going to put pink, and I'm going to click on pink. So, and I'm going to get rid of these blues, and that's an AI thing, and AI is picking up that this is an animal print and that it's got blue and white in it. I'm just not going to do that. A lot of times the size won't be there. So I type in X and it'll bring up XL. And a lot of times if it's a 2X tunic, it'll say 2XL, not 2X. So I'll have to take the XL off and just put 2X. Then it fills in, the fabric. This is all for Google. I don't leave medium length in there. That is something that AI is looking at the top. If it's a tunic, it'll say long, and I keep long in there, but I never keep medium in there. Okay, that's all I do. That seems like a lot of work, but I do it super fast. Then I go up to Google and YouTube. I don't have this connected to any YouTube channel, but I do have it connected to Google search, and I schedule it for tomorrow. It will be published tomorrow. It brings up the vendor, and this is a t-shirt, and it's also an Easter t-shirt. So it's going to go under holiday clothing. It's going to go under t-shirts, and it's going to go under tops. And then I just hit save. And then I wait for a second, because if it works, if it links to list perfectly, there will be a big box that will come up, and it will say it has linked. It says down at the bottom, it's saved, but I want to wait for, I know it's saved, but there's going to be this box right here that I'm looking for. See that right there? It's successfully added. Now it says incorrect product ? Just ignore that. That's fine. Okay. Now, if that box doesn't come up, and if y'all have watched any of, you can see I have an order there. It says 1. That's what that, I'm so excited that I see that 1 right there. When you go to the products page, if you see something and it says that it's not linked, It's not a problem. Oh, where did it go? It went away. Dang it. Sorry. I forgot to tell you that when you're in List Perfectly, it will go away by itself. And I don't know why. But that's fine. It's been doing this too lately. It's been asking me to click on my name. Okay. But I'll show y'all. Barry, as soon as I get this glitch worked out, I'm going to work on that email thing. I don't really have anything to offer them. Like I don't have a coupon to offer people because my prices are already as low as they can go. But I could at least send them an email to let them remember that I'm here and remember what they get if they come to my store. Maybe can't go any lower than I'm going. And if this really gets going, I'm giving it 2 years. I want it to pay for itself within about a year. Hopefully in a year, it'll pay for my subscription. And then if I see that it's really going and I'm getting sales, I might up my prices a little bit to where I could offer some type of a discount or something. So right here, it says copied. Okay. But that means it's copied to List Perfectly. But let's just say it says link. All you have to do is click that right there and it will link to List Perfectly almost immediately, except for when you're on my computer, because we all know my computer sucks. So, but if I restart after this, it'll be faster. Yeah, Valerie's here. What's the world coming to? She joined a live. Yeah, my sale came in like at midnight, Valerie, and I wanted so bad to tell you I'd had a sale, but I just. So are there any questions about Shopify? I mean, like I said, I hesitate to show you all these things, but because like you said, my personal information is coming up and I don't know what gift cards is. I'm sure I could probably give people gift cards eventually. That's the least of my worries right now. I'm just trying to get this thing up and running and 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 keep my weights in there, you know. That's what I'm gonna be working on tonight. Like I have so much cross listing to do. I have drafts to do. I have shipping to do. And it's like I have so many things to do that I think this is my first thing. I need to have this because if I start getting sales, I don't want to be shipping jeans and 3-pound robes for $5.99. You know, I just don't want to do that. So, okay. So if we don't have any questions about that, then I should come back up. Okay. Kemi, we had trouble on your channel the other day. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 windows at the bottom and you only have 3. And I think that's because I have the paid version. And I think that's what's going on with your not being able to switch us back and forth. Kimmy says, I just pulled a broken brooch out of a $3 bag bought today. It was unmarked, tested it. It's $14K. Woo woo. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Okay, well, while we're in between things here, let me go ahead and send out some juju for you guys, and then y'all can let me know if you make a sale while I show you some of my sales. Here we go. All right. I don't have that many sales this week, unfortunately. This has twice. This is a Farber Work Bowl, which is a Walmart brand, and I've sold it twice since Kimmy and I bought it 2 weeks ago. It sold for $30.76, and that all these are going to be including shipping. So that's it right there. Remember that, Kimmy? And I've also sold the little spindle that goes right here. I've sold that, and I think I sold the lid also. So that wasn't a bad buy. I think we paid $15 for that, Kimmy, if I remember correctly. I think so. All right, next one is an Allison Daily top. It's a Townscape top. I love selling these. It was listed in April, and it sold for $19.78. And it's adorable. I love selling Townscape tops. Waiting for it to come up. Sorry. I'm going to get rid of List Perfectly. Maybe that will help. This is just beautiful. Really pale blues, pinks. You can see the color wheel photo. And I take a picture of the sleeve because sometimes the sleeves are slit, they have laces, they are cinched. So I always take a picture of the sleeve if I can. And then it also gives the detail right here, like if there's any bling around the collar, I make sure I get the bling in with the sleeve. It's just, 2 for 1 shot. So I do that. If any of y'all, I watched the Profit Playbook podcast yesterday, and they're talking about how eBay is holding people's money for 30 days or something. Has anybody heard about that? This was listed in September. I took a best offer. It was a little bit less than my auto accept, but it's only been listed a month. It sold for $18.32. So when somebody gives me like 50-cent offer less than what I would take, I just go ahead and take it because I want to move it, right? It's a really pretty top by Notations. That beautiful floral pattern right there. And it's a button up with a roll tab sleeve. And so that's why I take that picture right there, the roll tab sleeve. If you're watching later, please comment below. And what was your favorite thing that I sold this weekend? Next was an Orvis men's, is it a polo shirt? Everything's jumping here. And it's a classic button up. Sold for $19.18, but it's been listed since November of 2023. So it was probably on like 30% off, something like that. Ooh, I didn't stop sharing. Sorry about that. Make you dizzy there. Is it going to pull it up or not? There we go. Just a plain old blah beige shirt. Extra, extra large. I got it because it was Orvis, and I guess I thought it would sell sooner, but it didn't. Be sure and remove that. I sold the jeans on Shopify for $7.99, and they were supposed to pay $8.99 shipping, and they only paid $5.99, which is a bummer. Sold this Catherine's top with a collar for $17.08, and again, this one was listed in July of 2023, and I paid $1 for it. And I got a lot of Catherine's last week, and I was really thrilled. I'm trying to share it. It's a deal here. I mean, it's just pretty plain, but all right, next one. This is a Christmas Jess Jane long sleeve t-shirt, a poodle and a terrier on it. I sold it for $27.49 and it was listed back in January and I paid 50 cents for it. So that means I went to a 50-cent sale in January. And for the life of me, I don't remember going to a 50-cent sale in January, but I may have, I may have been forced to go. Like if I had to work one day on my thrifting day for my assistant or something. This is really cute. Look, let's see if I can get in on that. See, it's got a poodle and a terrier. Really, really cute. So that was a good sale. Look at that. There's the poodle on the left and the terrier on the right. And a little bit of a townscape there as well. The next one is a Torrid pair of jeans. I listed them in July. I paid $1. They sold for $27.94. They are boot cut. I'm still picking up boot cut jeans. They're still selling okay. I don't get them very often. I don't like boot cut personally. And I don't know. I just don't see them hardly ever. Boy, I'm getting a lot of Sister Wives stuff right now because Sister Wives, I think, just is getting ready to come on. So everybody and their brothers doing a Sister Wives podcast. By the way, I'm on season 7 of Plathville. Welcome to Plathville. If y'all are watching that show, Veronica, man, I can't take her. So this was also distressed, and this is a horrible picture. Like it's like I couldn't get the wrinkles out. I just couldn't get the wrinkles out. It's a horrible picture, but they still sold. That's the other thing. I never knew, like when it says fair condition, good condition, excellent condition, I always put good condition. But if it's distressed, is it really good condition? I still put good condition because they're distressed, like, but they're still in good condition. But because I don't want somebody to not go there because it says fair condition. All right, this was listed in November of 2024, sold for $21.95. Again, $1. In Liz and me. And I got 2 more of these last week. One in blue and one in black. So, but I think they were just solids. But this one's pretty. This one's like a purple, blue, and purple geometric pattern. Kind of cool. Maybe pink. I don't know. Let's see. I know I'm colorblind. I mean, I've had some real issues with some items that I bought last week, and I just finally put in the description, look, it looks blue, but it's also green, and if you don't like it, send it back. Like in some lights it looks blue, and some lights it looks green. Like I'm sort of yesterday, you say Zanana Outfitters stretch, and she's got when they have breast cancer and they have that lymphedema or whatever it's called in their arms, and she's like, how much did the sleeves stretch? Because I have, however you say that, Valerie, you know how to say it. Will they fit my arms? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm not in front of your arms. And I just told her, I said, I'm sorry, but I don't know if this will fit your arms. And, but we have free returns. And okay, this was listed this month. It sold for $21.30. It is a undid top. I put Valentine's Day at the front. So the way I do clothing is if it's related or holiday related, the first, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and then I put the brand. But this does not have a brand. And I just listed it this month. So I thought that was kind of cool. Very, very bright. Okay, I think that's all I've got going out right now. I typically have sales on Sunday nights when I'm sleeping. I'm not sure why. All right, I just listed this the other day and it sold. I got it last Monday. Why does it do that? It only shows me the picture. Won't show me the whole listing. I don't know why it won't do that. This is Fred David. I don't know how many of you sell Fred David, but I found this to be a very interesting. It's a cardigan. And I remembered that I had sold something else quickly that was Fred David. I mean, they don't sell for much, but this is the only Fred David I have now. And what I found interesting about this cardigan is the buttons go diagonally, and then there is a tie at the bottom. So it sold for $12. So that means I made them that offer. If it's for 18, I'm an offer of 12. All right. We're moving again. Sorry, but I don't want to make y'all dizzy. So for that, my earnings were $8.80. I paid $1 for that one. The last one, if I can pull it up, it does weird things when I do this. Do I go away for a second? Because on my screen, I go away. This is a Christmas pillow talk top. See if I can figure out how to do this without. It sold for $16. It says Felice Naughty Dog. And it's kind of cute. So that means it was listed for $16.90. It was listed for $16. It was on sale on eBay for $16, and so I listed it for the same amount on Poshmark that it's on sale for. And down here, it was listed in June of 2024. And let me see if I can get a close-up shot of Felice Naughty Dog. Right there. Isn't that cute? I don't know. Took a while to sell, but so that's all I have going out right now. How are we doing on time here? Boy, I'm right almost at an hour. You never heard of Fred David? Yeah, I mean the comps are like $11 or something, average sales price, $11, $12. So it goes the first price bucket of $19.99. Yeah, 15 you said. Yeah, 15. Yeah, I got a good 6 or 7 pieces off of that food processor, but Tupperware, it's a Walmart brand. Okay, I'm not going to play since I'm running low on time, I'm not going to play the concerns in the community video. But as usual, we give good thoughts and prayers to Pat D's and Adam's exploits. Again, I want to add Rita, Scully Star Fashions, her husband and her daughter both have aggressive forms of cancer. They are both going through treatment. Rita is their caregiver and she is working a job. Their family needs lots of support. If you cannot give to the GoFundMe page, and you can find it on her Instagram, she puts it up there almost every single day. If you cannot give monetarily, if you would please pray for their family, send good thoughts, send Rita a message to let her know that you're thinking about her and her family. This is a very hard time. I don't know, how much longer she can do this and work a job. And it's just very, very difficult. And I haven't talked to her this week. I will talk to her sometime this week though and find out, what's going on and everything. But guys, if you know anybody else, Kimmy, if you're still here, Douglas, I need to remove that, but it won't remove. Douglas, on your channel, do you know his handle? It's Douglas something. He and his wife need a lot of good thoughts. Anybody else that you can think of? that's really going through a hard time right now. I am so glad that you guys joined me tonight. I cannot believe that I went live. It's just incredible. Won't see me next week live. You can still, if you go down below in my description, there is a link to my new YouTube channel. I only have like 19 subscribers. I go on there usually once a week. I'll probably go on Thursday this week and show a haul. It shows you the things that are coming into my store before anybody else sees them. So if you know somebody that wears extra large and up, if you could just direct them to my website or my Facebook page is on there. I put screenshots almost every day of items as I list them. And then I put links to my YouTube videos. People can watch them and say, ooh, I want that. That's getting ready to be listed. I'll run over to her website and check it out. So he's so sweet. He just texted you because his first granddaughter was just born, baby was just born. That's awesome. Your lighting, by the way, is amazing. Oh, I'm glad to know that. I still got Callie's potty pads there. I made me nervous. She just walked past. That's my one nightmare. She's gonna pee on the potty pad. She's so good. She's 13, and when you gotta go, you gotta go. But she is so good about using the potty pads. Oh, really? Well, maybe it's because it's nighttime, Kimmy. Because I don't have the sun going. So that's probably why it's better. Yeah. I wish you and I could go live at night, but I know you can't do that. So I may need to use some of those pads because every time we go live, I laugh hysterically. Yeah, Kimmy almost peed in her pants the other day on live stream, and that was pretty funny. That's pretty dang funny. Okay, well, guys, I'm going to go ship now. And then I'm going to go watch Sister Wives, and then I'm going to sit up in my bed and change my weight by correct weight, or what did I say? 63 more. There's no way I'm going to get that done tonight and watch Sister Wives, but I'm going to a good chunk of it. And I hope you all have a wonderful week, and may God kiss pocket. I'll see you next time. Bye.